go. Ah! We're live. Hi, babes. We're live. How you loving? I love it. Oh my God, I love it. Do you love? No? Love it. Hi, babes. How you loving? How you loving? My God, I love it. How you loving? We got a lot of peeps already. Oh, I thought it said 7. It said 2. Hey, you're on Tantra Talks live show with the Witch and the Wizard. It's Sunday night. You know how we love to be up to our Sunday night shenanigans or our Sunday night enlightenment. How you loving? And if you haven't figured it out already, I'm the Witch, and that is hello. Hi. How you loving? How you loving? Somebody say hello. And guess what? Now we can actually schedule the show. I'm so excited about that. We can actually schedule the show now. So excited about that part. So excited. Hey, peeps. Hey, hello. Hello. How you loving? We haven't heard a word from you yet.
Start the show because I'm looking for the computer stuff.
This show has started.
I know, so talk to them. Why you asking? I was thinking when you gonna start. Hi, today's show is about
Today
we're gonna have a couple topics.
We have a couple of topics going today. So the first show that we have, the first topic, don't we? We got a couple of topics going. The first one is about miscommunication in relationships. Apparently something that I'm just now experiencing. Like, okay, I need to communicate a little bit better. Miscommunications in relationships and how that causes cross wires. And then another conversation that we're going to have tonight also is about boundaries. Was that the other part?
No.
No?
What boundaries?
Can you fill me in and remind me?
I don't know. We're just talking about problems and issues.
Problems and issues in relationships. Okay, yeah.
The reason it came out, let's just say that better.
Okay.
So we didn't have a topic. I knew you were gonna do that.
I always do that.
I know, but you're gonna knock all that down.
Oh.
If you do that. So just don't cross
I'll be
your
very
legs.
careful. Yeah.
Just don't cross your legs, but
I'll be quite careful.
So sorry, she moved stuff around. So, the reason it came up was because we had some arguments and discussions and some videos that we filmed last week for you guys that we didn't post yet, and now Valerie's not going to post them. She decided not to post them, so we're not posting them, and she's right. I'm with her. I'm supporting her. Even though I don't really care, I would have just posted it anyways, just to post it, because it's just work that we did. So, amongst that time, we had some other issues resurfaced, and then we intertwined some of the issues that resurfaced with what we filmed about. Okay? So this is how we came up with today's topic, because we realized that there are so many relationships that have issues around communication, around
misunderstandings,
your circle around you, around what you might perceive, or so on and so on. Alright? So that was it. Let me find you guys so I can get your questions. And
he's bringing up the chat. So this is how we came to it. You ever had an experience in a relationship where you say there's a miscommunication and the miscommunication spreads? I think sometimes that is a factor when other people become involved. Now, when other people become involved in the conversation, it gets worse and worse and worse, because then it gets to be one of these games of telephone where a message spreads and spreads and spreads, and it's not completely accurate. So I think some of that plays a role too. Like, and everybody that the message hits, they all have an opinion on what it is or what it should be or what they think it is. And opinions are like noses. Everybody has them, but they don't mean anything. In divine mind, divine mind doesn't care about anybody's opinions, right? Law is law, and it is what it is. So glad you're here, and we're gonna roll. So do we want to talk about, what aspect do we want to start with?
Well, let's talk about just relationship in general.
All right.
So talk about our relationship, actually.
Okay,
we can start there.
Relationship. Yeah, and we want to be clear for some of you who have been wondering.
Wondering what? What are they wondering?
Are we fucking?
I kicked it.
Then the answer. Oh, you kicked it that time. Phew! I'm so glad it wasn't me. Are we fucking? The answer is no. Is that the question that you were going to?
People have questions about that?
I don't know. That's what you said. That sometimes people have questions about that.
No, I didn't say.
Or they could be chattering about
I don't know. Just go ahead. Let me pull up the chat and you guys.
Okay, so no, that's not the nature of our relationship. So for all those inquiring minds who want to know, like somebody asked me on Instagram, who's this Wiz guy? I follow you on Facebook and here on Instagram, but I don't know who this Wiz guy is. I was like, he's also one of our teachers. He leads retreats with us and teachers on the Witch and the Wizard channel. We have a channel where we teach. And so she was like, oh, okay. I said, follow the channel at thewitchandthewizard.com. So I think part of our conversation was that people wanted to know the nature of our relationship. I really don't think it's anybody's business if you tell me, if I say the complete honest truth. However,
I think it is. I think it is people's business. I think it's people's business. This is the problem. This is the thing. And this is where I stand. It is their business to a certain extent, because if you're watching the show and we're building a relationship, we should be open with everything. So if we were having a relationship, I think people should know, because that is still an intricate part of the relationship that we're building together. They might not need to know the details, but they should know, one, enough to be able to make a sound decision and catch a feel of who you're working with, what's going on, and what you're doing. And to be honest, there should be even a level of transparency, because how can we talk to anybody about relationships and Tantra and spirituality when our relationship isn't open? You know what I mean? So, and that's why a lot of times we dig into our stuff, because I believe that
which is a lot of stuff to dig into.
Yeah, which is part of what we wanted to do for the show, because some of that stuff is real. And when that comes up in us or in yourself, then you know other people are experiencing it. So why don't we share how we expand on that, how we cope with it, how we learn, how we move on. So that's where I think that it is their business what our relationship is or isn't. So tell everybody what our relationship is, and then we can even go into some of the stuff that we argued about today.
Well, I've always seen our relationship as a spiritual partnership. We came into this life knowing that we had a soul assignment. So we're on divine assignment for God. So I've always felt like this relationship is very peculiar. It's not like any other relationship I've ever experienced. It's just peculiar. To me, it's peculiar. And I think it's peculiar because it doesn't fit into any parameters that anybody has ever had with regard to relationships. So when people see a couple together, when I say a couple, I don't mean a couple as a married couple. I mean just a man and a woman, or even a woman and a woman and a man and a man. When people see two people together, they want to know, well, are you married? No. Well, are you dating? No. Well, are you fucking? You fuck buddies? No. Well, what are you? And I think people are wanting to get a sense of what is the box that they can fit this relationship into. How can they make it right in their own mind? And to tell you the truth, this relationship that God appointed, this divine assignment that God appointed here, it doesn't fit into any parameters. That's my take on it. And people don't need to know who I'm fucking. I don't think it matters to anybody other than the people that are fucking. I don't want to know anything about anybody else and who they're fucking. I don't want to know that. I never wanted to be concerned with, I always felt like when Christian people say you shouldn't be gay, why are you worried about who they're fucking? That's nobody's business except the two people that are in bed. God don't even care about who you fucking. So why are people so up in everybody's business about what. So no, we go in two different directions on that one. I believe that if you're fucking, it only matters to the people that you're in relationship with. So if you're in a relationship, now he's married, so of course that's him and his wife, right?
Natasha just messaged me like, what did she say? She didn't say nothing, baby. She didn't say nothing.
That's their thing, right? Who I'm fucking ain't nobody's business. I don't care if I'm teaching.
But you told us last week you celibate though.
Yes.
So you already told
I'm
us.
celibate in this moment.
You know, some of your people just shut their eyes like, oh. Wow.
Yeah,
we thought that was shut down.
No, it was temporarily parked. Sometimes we temporarily park. But no, I don't believe anybody who's fucking is it ain't none of my business who anybody is fucking, and it's nobody else's business who I'm fucking. That's how I look at it.
Well, we know she's celibate, but she will be fucking at some point.
Hello.
So,
could be real soon. I'm about to go on a trip. You never know.
Okay. Now, that's crazy. We don't want to hear about all that. You can talk to the angels about it. But, so, what happens then with some of these... Well, let's do this. Let's talk a little bit about the turmoil, because even we've had some turmoil for it. And we've personalized some stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but before anything, I want to say what's up to May. She is back in the bed. She is back in the building, May. Downshift, love you guys. Cecilia.
Downshift.
Cecilia said, I don't think you have to tell your bedroom biz.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you, Cecilia.
I don't think you do, but I think you do.
Ain't nobody's business.
If it's tied into the work you're doing, I think you should and you do.
Yeah.
And you should keep it real. Because you can't tell somebody, don't sleep with everybody, and you sleeping with everybody. I really believe that you have to practice what you preach. You know, I can't be here and be married and be trying to sleep with people here. You know what I mean? Like, that just doesn't work. I mean, how can you even trust my work then? If I can't even be straight up with my stuff, how am I going to take care of you? You know what I mean? Sorry, but go ahead.
Yes, indeed. Me, on the other hand, I'm free as a bird. Hi. OMG. And part of my consciousness is to be free. That's why I'm about open sexuality. I'm about open conversation. I'm about being, what's the word? Being open. And being open, not just as in open sleeping with everybody. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being open and honest from within yourself about what you're about and about what you are looking for in a relationship and what you're expecting in a relationship. So I'm open. I'm very open in my...
Okay. So let's take it from there. Mm-hmm. So how can some of us be open... And I'm not picking you out, but we're going to bring up our issues, though.
Yeah.
How can somebody be open?
Yeah, we got issues. My big issue... Oh, continue.
How can we be open and still have some of the issues that you have? Because at the end of the day, we're still people. At the end of the day, we still have our insecurities. At the end of the day, we still have our wants and desires that may not match up with what it's supposed to be.
That's right.
So how do people deal with some of that? And I'll tell you that people don't deal with it at the greatest. If not, we would never have any issues.
Right.
And I always bring our issues up too because we're the same as you guys. We just have more experience, and we might have some more enlightenment, or we might have more spirituality, or vice versa. But it's all about all of us really coming together and taking each other to the highest, best place. Mm-hmm. So I'll give you an example. So we had an issue. Months ago. A little over a month ago, actually, with an individual, and it's the he say she said thing.
Yeah, he said she said is a killer.
And the thing about he said she said is this: is that there are never any liars. There are never any liars. If somebody says, "I thought this," or "I thought Valerie said this," or "I thought Wiz said that," there's always truth. There's usually truth in what people say. The difference is people's perception might not match. But that's not really the issue I struggled with this situation. The issue I struggled with is my expectations and my belief of what things are or aren't. All right? And then your struggle was different. So we ended up having a situation and then getting on a three-way call with the person and clarifying the situation, so we think. All right? And then we still had issues. So do you want to talk about your issues and I talk about my issues, or you want to go across, you talk about my issues and I talk about your issues?
Yeah, one of my big issues, and I just came to a revelation the other day about something that I was experiencing. One of my issues is extreme insecurity. Now, if before this relationship, if anyone had ever said to me that I was an insecure person, very honest and very transparent with you, I would not have believed them. Because I've never been insecure about anything that goes on anywhere. I've never been jealous. I can't say never been jealous, but it's just not a big thing that comes up for me. I guess it has never really had a need to come up in the other relationships I was in. In this relationship, even with the nature of what our relationship is, that it's a non-sexual relationship, I still experience insecurity, possessiveness, jealousies, the things that come up that really cause a lot of painful emotions. This is a revelation that I had the other day. I don't even think I told you about this yet.
Tell me now.
I had a profound revelation. One of my internal scriptings is that drives the insecurity, because I really wanted to get to the root and the core of insecurity, jealousy within myself so that I could clear it, because I know any insecurity within me or jealousy within me has nothing to do with him or anyone else out there. It has to do with me and what's going on inside myself. So I wanted to get to the bottom of it, right? Because I'm a spiritual life coach. I do this work where you lead retreats all over the globe. I'm a teacher. I want to get to the root of it within myself, heal it, release it, and then be able to support other people in doing the same thing. Guess what came to me? I was like, Spirit, show me where this was born in my consciousness, right? Like birth, like conception, not even birth, conception. Show me where this thing was conceived in my consciousness. Guess what it took me to? 2 years old, when my mother had my baby brother.
Keep going.
When my mother had my baby brother, I was 2. For 2 whole years, I was the only one. Me and my mother just, showered me with love, security, all of that. When the baby came along, in my consciousness at 2, it was perceived as a loss of love, perceived as you've been replaced, perceived as, oh, you're now tossed to the side, I got someone new. Now, because that old wound that I found this just the other day in my consciousness. I had never put this together before. And before really diving deep into it, which I only dive deep into it here in this relationship, because in my other relationships, any relationships that I've had, it didn't really require me to go into that. But when you do the spiritual work, you will go deeper than you've ever gone before. So when I went into it, I discovered that there was a scripting in my consciousness that says, you're going to be replaced. Someone else better is going to come along. You'll be out of the love. Therefore, it triggers insecurity. Therefore, it triggers possibility of losing love, possibility of loss of love, all that crap that ain't true. I think about 80% of it started falling off just as I was sitting. That has nothing to do with him, her. It's nothing to do with anyone else except my own consciousness. And I get to have the win and really be with that and sit with it. And now every time something like that comes up, look at it like, oh, this is your 2-year-old again. This is your 2-year-old again. So that's what came up for me the other day.
So for me, what came up was, one, I was angry at everything. I was upset that it was brought to me. I was upset that I was on a 3-way phone with somebody else. Because normally I would be like, you want a 3-way conversation? So that means I have to prove to 2 people, are you crazy? Y'all can just leave the building.
Go ahead with that.
Yeah, you can just, exit left. I'll give you my just.
Go ahead.
Actually, call on the three-way. Can you call him now? Okay, it's ringing. Cool.
Click, click, bye.
Block. Do not answer. Anyone in that zip
I don't
code.
have that experience either.
Normally, that's what I would do. But you would have never known, right?
No.
Because I was like, okay, you can do it.
Yeah.
But inside, I'm like, if this shit goes through.
Ooh.
So
yeah,
then,
he was pretty cool and reserved in the conversation. Yeah.
Well, for me, because my thing is, it makes no sense to act up. And when you're upset, you have your own personal issues. So if there's a gossip or an issue, I know I'm part of it. I have to have something. Whether it's because I was breathing or I was sitting here and I didn't say no or yes, you're part of it. So a lot of us have to look inside and say, okay, what part did I do that I'm in this room right now?
Yeah.
We never land anywhere by mistake, you know? So I had to really process that. Okay, why am I here? Oh, okay. Now, what issues am I dealing with? Okay, these are the two people. Here, answer some of these things.
Yes, sir.
And Deborah said that you look beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
So now, who are these people that I'm dealing with and what are their issues? This person has this issue. Now, this one, which is Val, she can't have this issue. No, it cannot be.
Why not?
And that's where the issue is. So the issue is that my expectation is that Val can't have that issue with me or even be thinking this. So I'm breaking my skull wondering, why am I on a three-way? Because Val cannot have the issues that we're about to discuss. Because I know if we're discussing this issue, her issue is a different issue, which tells me that there's some issues in our friendship or relationship. So when I knew it, and Spirit is like, yeah, that's the issue. And I'm like, no, it's not. You're wrong. I know. Go back to Jesus.
That Val can't have the issue?
Not the issues that
you would think that I had.
That I knew you had at that time.
Yeah.
So I was like, not with me. Maybe with somebody else. So that was my issue. So my issue was my expectations. And a lot of our issues are surrounded around expectations. In marriages, in relationships, and is your expectations. You know, sometimes my wife is like, my expectations are just too high. I'm going to drop my expectations.
Oh, damn.
I'm like,
oh, damn.
because you thought I should have saw the message 10 minutes earlier? Damn, like I'm a failure? Like, I just need to drop my expectations.
I gotta drop my whole expectations.
That is my wife's favorite line. My expectations. I just have to expect less of you.
Wow.
I'm not capable. No, you're just very busy. I'm like, okay.
Oh, snap.
So your expectations
they cracking up.
kill it, right? So now, the thing is over.
Gwen's trying to mansplain Val's issue. LOL. That's right.
So check this out. So now
he all up.
Can you just time out? We're gonna do this. When I have the computer, the laptop, I'm just typing. I'm not reading. Like, don't mess with my flow.
I got you. Yes,
I don't know what I was talking about now. Somebody told me what I was talking about. So
you're talking about expectations.
I know what I was talking about. I was being sarcastic. So now she's happy because she's like, okay, nothing bad was happening, nothing bad was said about nothing, and I'm like burning because I had to keep my composure the whole time, not to curse everybody out on the line. One, not to, because I'll never need to be cursing her out.
Yeah.
But if I am, it's not going to be in front of anybody.
Right.
It's going to be right in the room, so when she smack me, nobody knows. Or we
but
don't.
he's always so respectful.
Or we don't have to have reservations about now the retreat is canceled.
And look, both of us come on the show with a black eye.
Yeah.
That ain't good. What happened to y'all?
We told God. We said, God, we ain't working together. You do what I ain't working with her. So not because we have to really look at what's more important.
Yeah.
So it was more important for me to swallow it. But my real issue that came up is this. And it goes back to like being a kid in New York. I wasn't the biggest kid. I was light skinned. That was a problem. I had curly hair. So I was like the little punk. So I had to beat everybody up.
Wow.
So that's one of the ways. And the thing is that I never wanted anybody to try to get over on me. One. Two, I never wanted to explain to people, because when I give people something, I give them everything.
Yeah.
So if I'm with Val and we're having this, we're helping people, I'm giving it everything. So I expect the same back. And if I don't, one, I'm upset because how stupid are you that you didn't know that she's not really all in, or she's not even worthy because she can't even give you 100%. It's a whole lot of that. It's also you look at it, I was more upset that I didn't really say what I wanted and like light a fire. Like, you know me, I want to burn everything. Like, if you say something smart to me, you better be ready for what's coming, because I'm really fast with it. I'm going to spit fire and it's going to cripple you. You know what I mean? So I had to really look at that and fight that need, because when you have those issues, so within that is still issues of whether it's self-worth, whether it's like how they gonna play me, you know what I mean? Or whether it's like, get over yourself, Roberto. Like, if she has an issue, that don't mean she's not giving 100%. That just means that at that particular point, that's what she needed. Now, I'll tell you right now, if that happens again, you're not getting a three-way, and
never
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna, because I really believe that things happen how they happen. And you know how I always say, don't say sorry, don't say sorry. If you're connected to me, you don't ever need to apologize. I don't care if you did something bad to me or what. I know you're sorry, and it's fine. Like, just work on your issue. You know what I mean? So, amongst that, you still have to work on your own issues. And my issue is that I didn't say what I wanted to say. I didn't say all I wanted to say. And I didn't clear everything up how I may have wanted to clear it up, because to me, I feel like I never do anything wrong, which is a lie, because that's always my perception. You know what I mean? If I hug somebody, I might not be doing anything wrong, but their perception of it might be wrong. So if I smack somebody, their perception might not be bad, and even though for me I did something bad. So it's always about other people's perceptions, one. And two, it's never really about you. So what I realized was that I wanted to light everything on fire so that I can be cleared. Right?
Wow.
Because I'm like, I didn't do anything wrong, so, you know what I'm saying? Whatever somebody said I said about you or her or him, or, I don't really care, because whatever, if I say something, I'm going to say it, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So once I got the clear download, like, oh, Roberto, this is what's happening. Like, oh, I'm going to let them have it. No, don't let them have it, because it's going to hurt them more than it's going to hurt you. So just go ahead and swallow this and just shut up. I'm like, no. So the conversation's happening. I'm arguing with angels and Jesus. I'm like, no, Jesus. I'm not going on the cross.
I ain't swallowing this.
Yeah, like, I'm not one of the thieves. Look,
the two evil
Jesus is like,
he wasn't the one saying,
you're gonna go to heaven for this. I was like, I don't want to go to heaven.
I don't want to be a man.
I want to be right.
You, Jesus.
I'd rather be right than go to heaven right now. I'd rather be right. Yes, Jesus. Let them go. But you're gonna save all of them. No, let them deal with their problem. They gotta go to hell. Let them go to hell. I don't have nothing to do with it. What they're saying. So I had to deal with that, and I had to grow from it. And there's times that you just have to swallow some things, because it's for the benefit of the greater good and the other person. And not that I'm some sort of a hero, because trust me, this was a month ago. And before the show started, I got pissed again. And Val told me, oh, well, what was this video for? I was like, that was for you and your three-way. You're the one that needed it. You're the one that needs clarity. That video ain't for me. I did that video for you. What you mean don't post the video? It was like, whoa, wait a minute. I was like, huh? Oh, yeah. Anyways. And Did you know that I was pissed?
Not really.
Yeah, because I don't really, when I'm pissed, I don't contain it because I don't want to be real. I contain it because you have to analyze yourself. You have to, while you're in the motion, and this is one of the things I do. I don't analyze tomorrow. I'm analyzing while I'm doing it. I'm doing it. That's why if I talk to a lot of you guys, I'm looking up because I'm talking and thinking. And I had to say, well, this was the real purpose of the video. Good, you're not being malicious, but you still got upset about what happened last month. And it's because I'm not satisfied with not burning everybody. I'm not that saved yet. I'm sorry. I'm not.
I ain't Jesus Christ yet.
I'm not.
You call him Jesus Christ. I'm on my way, but I ain't
not.
Jesus Christ yet.
So go ahead. We'll give it to Val. Does anybody have any questions? And
Downshift is like making moves on May. Like, is this a new dating thing now? Downshift is like, I'm just saying, you're fine. I'm just saying.
Time out. Downshift, hit her on her personal.
Right. This is not Match.com.
Plus, Downshift, remember we said, I told you May might have not came back because of you. I didn't mean it, but now it might be true.
Downshift in May. I don't know if it's a love connection or what. We're not promoting.
May is
married. Downshift, shut it down. Downshift, pump your brakes. Shut it down, Downshift. May is married. That's that.
And I'm gonna tell you this. This is the thing. We don't care what people do.
Yeah.
But this is one thing that I will defend to the day I die. Families and relationships. When people come into our circle, whether it's at a retreat, whether it's on this website, whether it's outside, we're protecting those two things. Because no matter what you're going to do, you better do it in all honesty. And don't come in our circle and try to ruin some families. Not that that's what you're doing, Downshift.
No.
Because Downshift, we all know what's good. And hey, take your swings, baby. Take your swings. But we gotta say something. You know what I mean? Because it's our circle. So Downshift, I'm not saying stop what you're doing. May's a grown woman. May got it. Everybody has it. But those are two things that we do protect.
Absolutely. And the truth. If you're in a relationship...
And I love you, Downshift.
We love everyone, right? We love all our peeps. If you're in a relationship, tell the truth. Most people in their relationship is not telling the truth. That's where the issues come in. If you tell the truth, you can clear the decks. I feel good because when I clear, I'm done. It's like, okay, on to the next. You know what I mean?
Kind of.
Yeah. If it's a...
Kind of, because there's a thing. This is the thing, and this is where I'm at. So, what if I would have said the truth on the three-way?
Yeah, that would have been good.
No, time out.
Oh.
If I would have been completely truthful on the three-way, a lot of that would have been unnecessary, untimely, and there's a lot of times that people are not ready to receive what things are. And you have to be conscious of who you're dealing with. And honestly conscious. Don't say, I'm going to cheat, and she not ready to know. Like, no. Like, no. There's no need for that anyways. Feelings, thoughts, that's uncontrollable, and many times, that's cool. But I'm saying honestly with yourself in this sense. So if I was on a three-way call, and I don't want to say anything because I'm scared of what else might come up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's not honest.
True.
Then I'm not doing it because of protecting myself possibly. Right? But if I'm really doing it because, one, it might damage more people than help. And two, it might cause a separation that is unnecessary, which could have been between us. I don't think anything's going to stop us from working on what we're doing.
Yeah.
But this could have gone into the retreat because it's a month and I'm still upset about it.
Oh.
So what if I really did what I wanted to do? Now I'm fine, but you're not.
Yeah.
See, when we finish that three-way, you're like, oh, I'm complete. I'm like, yeah, that's really easy to say. Thank you very much.
Nice for you to say.
You have a great day. So are we shooting?
And fuck you.
So are we shooting a video this weekend? And I was honest, I was like, fuck no. We're not. I don't. Right now, I'm dealing with not even seeing you right now. I gotta see when I'm gonna see you. I know I'm gonna see you, but right now, this second, I don't even want to see you.
I don't even want to see you.
I don't even want to talk to you. So
talk to you.
So and that was honest, and I was gonna be honest because it was safe, not safe enough, but it was okay. It was appropriate.
Yeah, because we have that kind of relationship.
So when you're thinking about doing stuff, I mean, you gotta really be honest. So that's not that I disagree with you, but you have to take that into account because I'm gonna tell you this.
Yes.
Whatever your relationship is, whether someone's ready or not, don't come and say she ain't ready. She gonna have to learn and deal. No, you made her. Your ass made her not ready. When you lied to her and said, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Oh, I want to fuck other bitches. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. So you made that person unready.
Come on with it.
So you fix her ass now. And when she's all good and fixed to that point, then you break it down. Sorry. Sorry.
Damn.
Sorry about that.
That was some fire. Y'all, do y'all know that he's Red Cosmic Dragon? His galactic signature is Red Cosmic Dragon. And every so often you get that dragon fire breath. And that was what we just got. I think my hair is a little singed right here.
No, my thing is this. Do what you want, but just be right with it. Be right to the core, to your core. And if your core is dirty, and your core is not centered, and you don't pray and meditate, you're not focused, you don't seek within, don't go with your damn core. Go with somebody else.
In that case, don't go with your core.
Yeah. Go get a little bracelet that says WWJD. What would Jesus do?
Jesus do.
Or what would the Wiz do? Get triple WD.
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
Here's the other thing I was going to say about telling the truth. When I talk about telling the truth, I'm talking about telling the truth at the beginning, the middle, and the end. So some people tell the truth only when they're forced to tell the truth. Right? A lot of us do that. I mean, we just don't say you put, sometimes you blow up my spotlight. Is that what's really going on? Because that ain't what I'm feeling. That's not what I got.
That sounds like some bullshit.
Right, exactly. It's like, okay, this is what's going on. Yes, no, whatever. But it's really good because it's accountability to process our own shit. Process your own shit. So it always is good to be in relationship with people who will support you in processing your own shit. I mean, all of us got shit. All of us. If you think you're moving through this life and you ain't got shit, then you're delirious.
You in the world. You're in more trouble than... Yeah.
We can't even help you. Come to the retreat and perhaps that can support you. We're all processing and moving through our own shit. And what we have chosen to do is we've chosen to be in relationship with people who love us enough, who love us fiercely enough that they can see our shit, smell it, and be like, that's your shit, clean it up. And the best thing you can do, I heard somebody say this today, Simon Sinek. Simon Sinek, I think he's brilliant. He said this, I heard him say this today on a YouTube video. He said, put around you people that will tell you, that wasn't, like, you know, one-on-one in private, or will call you up and say, that wasn't your best self. Actually, you look like an asshole when you did that. Don't do that again. And it's coming from a place of love. It's coming from a place of, I want to see you have all God has for you. Not because I'm pushing you to have it, only because if we're around and your slip is hanging, like we used to say back in the day, your slip is hanging, your crazy is peeking, you might want to tuck that back in. Your crazy is slipping out, right? Because sometimes our crazy slips out. It's not a matter of never having crazy slip out. That's not the object of the exercise. I actually prefer, I'm actually happy when I see my crazy jump out, because then I know what my crazy is. If I don't see my crazy jump out, if you're not in relationship with people, people are like sandpaper. You know, they rub up against each other. It's like, ooh, you know, you feel something shifts and something, you know, that's how God is using each of us. God is using all of your relationships to bring your crazy out. We think it's the other person. I always remind myself, this has nothing to do with him. This has nothing to do with my kids, my this friend, that friend. This has nothing to do with anyone else, Valerie, other than yourself. Because who's having the experience? You are, Valerie. Own it. Own your shit. Clean it up. That's what we get to do. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
My thing is, those are just triggers. Those are just triggers. When you talk about other people, it's triggers. You know, we had a Wakaya event this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who know about Wakaya, we had something this weekend. The president came down to PG, the co-founder. We had all these great people, and if you don't know about Wakaya, you can talk to us about it later or look at our site. And it was crazy how many people I met, new people. I mean, I was working the business during while they were talking. I was talking to people who were walking by, and I really gained a friend this weekend, a male friend. And most of you guys know I don't talk to men or hang out with men. That's just really rare. Unless they're in touch with their feminine side and emotional consciousness and something that I could get some substance of. And it was just crazy how I had a deep conversation and I felt instantly connected to this brother. Just first you guys know I'm all about energy.
Yeah.
Just meeting the person,
Yeah.
once you touch somebody and I hug somebody and I touch them, I'm like, oh man, this feels good. I got goosebumps now.
Yeah.
And then had a great message from him, and I was like, man, I have to talk to him. I can't even respond with a text. You know what I mean? Like, I can't. Like, it's disrespectful for me to message him back. I got to talk to his voice and tell him how much love I feel right now inside for him and his family. And I'm excited because, not only because he's a man, and, I don't connect with a lot of men like that because I'm super, like, emotional and in tuned, and I'm like, all right, I hear all your shit, just keep it over there.
You're very intuitive, especially
keep that shit over there.
Yeah.
And this is a good brother,
a
strong brother,
mm-hmm.
and an amazing brother. And I'm glad that we've linked up and we're gonna do some work together. And it's just crazy how insightful he was, and I actually hope he logs on and he becomes part of this show because he's very insightful, very in tune with himself and understanding. And that's really where the problem is with most people, that they cannot look within themselves. Like you said, it's your issue. It's your issue. So, but I'm talking about digging deep at another level. Like you talked about when you were young. I talked about when I was growing up. When you have an issue, that three-way call, for example, was the trigger. It was the trigger that caused the blast. It's the trigger. But the bullet was already there.
Right.
The gun was already there.
Say it again.
The gun was already there.
Pastor. Wow.
I said the bullet was already there.
Already there.
And I said, Jesus, how the gun got there?
Hallelujah.
It wasn't the three-way call.
Thank you, Jesus.
It was you.
I feel delivered.
It wasn't Jesus.
Hallelujah.
It wasn't the angels. It wasn't the neighbor.
Hallelujah.
It wasn't the houses. It wasn't the dog.
Wow.
It was you.
Preach it, Pastor.
You did it first. You're the one. You grabbed a gun, you put it there, you loaded it, and then you held it. And here came Valerie with a three-way.
Thank you, Jesus.
Valerie came by
I'm healed
with a
in the name
three-way
of
call,
Jesus.
and she pulled the trigger. Oh God, it was there. Explosion. So a lot of us
Healed in the name of Jesus. I feel good.
So
right.
A lot of us.
That was good. If y'all was in the room, woo, y'all would have got some good energy up in here.
Angels are
here. Bringing that to the retreat. He bringing that to the retreat.
So this is the thing that a lot of us look at. Like, I was angry. Why am I angry? I am angry because Val did this, or Val did this, and that person did this, and they said this, and I said this. Now I have an issue with Val. This is why I'm angry. That's right. How dare they say this? And we have to look deeper than that. Wow. You have to look at what is really attached to that. So Val, I'm not going to say anything, but let's suppose Val said, wow, well, this person told me that that you don't like working with me, or let's suppose, I'm trying to make it something minimal. I don't want to touch any wounds. This person said you don't want to work with me anymore. Hey, who said that? Instead of me being angry about that, I need to see where's the value in what this person said that has pulled me out of my aura and my happiness. What is it exactly? One, I don't like people talking about me. Yeah, no. Oh, that ain't deep enough. That's surfacey.
Yeah, that's just
people are talking about you. Great, that's another little trigger. That's the actual trigger. It ain't Val. Val just polished the gun, and then the other. So now you need to get from there. So now you come here and you're like, okay, so I don't like people talking about me. That's very surfacey. What is it that I feel when they talk about me? I'm angry. Okay, dummy, we know you're angry. We already said it. But let's give him another line. All right? So what does angry feel like? Anger is usually filled with fear, a bunch of emotions. Okay, great. You went to school and now you know this dumb stuff. You went to study psychology. Great. So most people stop there like, it's the fear. It's the fear. I have fear and anger. It's mixed and it makes anger. No. What is it that's sparking that? When did it start? When's the first time you felt that? What is it really in your gut?
Yeah,
okay?
Deep in there.
What is it that you're not secure about? Because you're short, because you have a small penis, because you don't have any friends. What is it? Like as men, we have to really dig in. I come too fast. What is it that really pulls from that? Now you don't feel like a man. Did people say you were not a man when you were younger? Like you need to really dig deep inside of you to see what it is. And if we do that with most pains and most issues, we wouldn't have any issues. Alright? That's why sometimes you're like, oh, you're so good with it. I'm thinking like, no, I look like I'm good with it. But I work it out before something comes out. And why? Because I'm horrible. I've done so much and gone through so much that I know how to fix almost everything. There's no part of me that hasn't broken 100 times. I'm not this, oh, it's fine. Here, let me push that button and this. Now I'm good. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? So.
I love that.
What were you going to ask, though?
Do you believe? This is.
I believe.
I don't even have to ask you this question. This
I believe.
What's coming from inside of me.
Oh, God. Is it about the three-way call?
No.
No, I mean, is it the same issue?
No.
Because we can't revisit that.
No, I'm done with
My patience ain't going to be there.
No, I'm done with that.
What is it?
I believe that the relationships that you have, like the relationships that I've had before, are very different from the relationship that I have now. Because the relationships that I have now. Because as you go deeper inside yourself, you're going to call forward people who will take you deeper inside yourself. Now that you have shown yourself willing to go inside yourself. Right? Because if I want to be surface and flim-flam and just do whatever I feel like doing, don't look at my issues, be a victim, call everybody else the problem, run around and be powerless. Sleep with everybody I feel like sleeping with, no thought, no compunction for my God nature. Do whatever I feel like doing. I will live a very painful life, right? Everyone here knows that. That's not the way to go. So when I make the decision, okay, I'm going to clean my shit up. I'm going to go now and start to look within, and I'm going to start cleaning out my own basement. That I tell my clients, when you go down in your basement, we got bags of trash from life on planet Earth. 20, 30, 40, 50 years of life on planet Earth. There's bags of trash in the basement. Whose responsibility is to take out my trash? That's my job. And that trash, when you open the front door, if you got 20 bags of trash in your basement, and then you want a relationship with somebody, you open the front door, they come to your house, and they're walking around like, especially real intuitive people, right? Real intuitive people will be like, I'm sniffing something, I don't know what it is, but it smells like trash, right? People know, especially very intuitive people, they know what's really going on. So here's the key. Take out your trash. Take out your trash. I came to a realization that he actually helped me come to. And this realization is, Valerie, everything is your issue. Just take it from there. Everything is your issue. Anytime you want to say something to someone else about what they should improve or what they should change, just say, oh, that's my issue. Never mind. I don't need to have a conversation with him about it. Oh, that's my issue. And it made me have a whole lot less conversations about anything. Because if I looked at everything, oh, that's my issue. And guess what? It puts you in ultimate power. Because responsibility and power are married. And that's one couple that's never breaking up. If you have responsibility, you have power. You take on responsibility, you are powerful. I want to speak a little bit to, it's time for us to wrap up the show. I want to speak a little to the anger. Anger, for me, is always about powerlessness. What's under the anger? Powerlessness.
Most of us it is.
Right? For me, it's powerlessness. Because guess what? If I can do something about it, I'm not going to be angry about it. I'm going to get up and do something about it. If I don't like what somebody's doing, I'm going to get up and leave and go somewhere else where I do like what they're doing. Anger is about powerlessness. That's why I feel so bad. So people would rather be angry. They would rather stay at the angry level than to drop down and really sit in that sense of powerlessness and let it engulf you and break your heart. And then you rise like a phoenix. You cannot heal anything you cannot feel. I'm happy when I feel stuff because that means I'm healing it. Happy when I feel insecure because that means I'm healing it. The way out is through. Back to you, Mr. Wizard.
Ain't no back to nothing.
Roberto Amado Sanchez. Want to wrap it up? Put a bow on it.
Peace. No.
Okay. All right. The Witch and the Wizard is out.
Yeah, we definitely have like literally a minute. We need to be on a 10 o'clock call.
Hopping on a 10 p.m. call.
Can't be not doing that right now.
I love our peeps so much.
Cecilia said, yes, amen. Guys, thank you if you tuned in for the first time today. If you caught us for the first time and the last time.
Love you. I think you did put a bow on it.
Feelings are your responses to others as they belong to you.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. Appreciate you, Fallon Davis. Love you guys. Peace. Witch and the Wizard signing off. We have a minute left. Peace. Witch and the Wizard. Love you. Peace.
Love you.
Oh, this is the wrong side. It's this side.